Hey guys, how you doing? This is Benjamin with Benjamin Exotics. In this video today, we're going to be talking about more of a deep video than normal, and we're going to be looking at if reptile keeping is for you. Not just talking to YouTube. I'm talking to you, the viewer, the person behind the video right now. Is reptile keeping for you? So before I go any further, if you're not new to reptile keeping, if you already keep reptiles, this video is not for you. This video is for new reptile keepers, or anybody who's been watching the channel, likes reptiles, and has even been slightly thinking about getting a reptile for themselves. So, normally I am behind the camera just, showing reptiles, but today I'm going to be in front of the camera because I think it's a more appropriate setting for this video. So, before we get too much into the video, I'll explain what I've got real quick. This is my pastel het clown female ball python, and she is an excellent, amazing beauty. And a great example of the species. I think she's an amazing pastel, and I think she's great quality. But let's get straight in. And just so you guys know, I will be looking down in this video because there's many topics I want to talk about, so I have my little cheat sheet right here for the video. So, here is the first thing. Before we even address talking to the people that want to keep reptiles and might be qualified to be a reptile keeper, I want to disqualify or list traits of people that should never keep reptiles. Number one, if you don't have the passion, if you don't actually like the animal, that'd be like going out and getting a car that you don't like. Whether it be, minivan, Ferrari, whatever. Going out and getting a car that you don't like. Why would you do that? Now, I'm not saying that, you don't go out and get a car that you like but is still affordable. You have to meet your price range first, of course, right? But if you're in your price range and you get something that you don't like or that you don't actually have a passion for, why would you do that? So one of the biggest things is you actually have to like the animal. Most of the stuff, and I'll warn you guys right now, most of the stuff in this video is just straight up common sense. But common sense isn't too common nowadays, so I figured this is a good video to address. So first of all, you have to have a passion. Second of all, you have to be not only willing, but literally have the ability to care for the snake. So let's say we're looking at well, first of all, let's look at a Burmese python, great example. When I say the ability to care for the snake, can you afford the food? Can you afford the bedding? Do you have the time? And that ability is just literally, with a Burmese python, first, if you can afford it, then you have to look at, if this snake gets 18 feet, which it reasonably could, are you yourself, or you do have a partner that's going to be able to clean that snake out? Now, for ball pythons, leopard geckos, sand boas, things like that, normal boas, this shouldn't be a problem. But for anything, it is still something that you have to consider for yourself. And the other thing you have to think about that could disqualify you, that you should not keep reptiles, at least at this point, is lifestyle. If you have a lifestyle that's not, you don't have to be really situated down into just one place. Some people don't like, being just tied to one place and they think reptiles are going to do that. No, when I say lifestyle, I mean you can't be constantly moving. You can't be 1 week you're in Florida, next week you're in California, next week you're in Ohio, next week you're in New York. It can't be like that, okay? You have to have at least a decently consistent, place you're living, okay? It doesn't have to be too consistent. You can move around every few months if you want, but you can't be stressing the animals out too bad. So, and not only does that have to do with lifestyle where you're living, but lifestyle as in, if you're always involved in sports or always involved in never have even a second of free time, do not get a snake, because snakes don't take much care. I don't care what anybody says. I have a good amount of them right now, right? One of them is right there, the lesser heifer clown female. And trust me, they're not that much work. For one ball python, for a baby, to be honest, besides holding them, which is something that honestly you do need to do, which might take, 10 minutes every day or so, you need to clean them out once a week. Literally take about 10 to 30 seconds, and you need to feed them, which will also take about 10 to 30 seconds. So the amount of time needed to be put into a snake is basically nothing, okay? So unless your lifestyle is just so crazy that you can't even spare a minute here and a minute there, do not get a snake, of course. Literally, though, I'm pretty sure snakes are easier to take care of easier to take care of than fish. So this should not be a problem. So here's the, yeses, or the if you meet these criteria, you definitely should get a snake. Number one, as I said, the passion. If you get, when you look at a snake like this, I don't have to have snakes that are amazingly expensive or amazingly, you know, patterned. I just like snakes that are high quality. Even something like this pastel heifer clown. She's not, lots of pastels nowadays are actually, the quality is getting pretty bad. They're turning like browns and stuff with a little bit of yellow on the side, and they call that a pastel. This girl is amazing. I look at this and I just get, you know, I don't want to say, you know, basically an immense feeling. Just, I like this animal. It's that simple. I look at her. She's got amazing oranges on her side, if you guys can see. She's got amazing yellows and stuff. Her head is actually, oops, sorry girl, did not mean to do that. If you look at her head, she's got lots of yellow coming on her head. I just love everything about this animal. If you get an animal and you don't have that, if you don't actually like them, basically, if you don't have a passion for them, you know, you have to have that. So if you look at an animal and you just get an excitement, a drive, whether it be Kenyan sand boas, corn snakes, milk snakes, king snakes, ball pythons, leopard geckos, fat-tailed geckos, red tortoises, I don't know, whatever. If you look at them and you really get that passion, that's the first step to even considering getting one. You have to have that passion, of course. And we talked about it. Just make sure you can afford them, you're willing to care for them, not only willing, but able to care for them. And also consider that most of these guys have a pretty long lifespan, right? This guy, you know, easily could live 30 plus years, this girl right here. As long as you take good care of them, easily 30 plus years. So this is not something that's going to be a goldfish or something like that where you get it, a beta fish, get it for 3 months, it dies, your responsibility ended right there. No, this snake easily could live 30 plus years, right? And overall, you also want to be thinking about this for, you know, new keepers. Is reptile keeping for you? It will change your lifestyle to a certain extent if you get more than maybe a few. When I say this, reptile keeping is not just, you know, the ability to keep reptiles. It really does change your mindset with lots of things. You're always thinking about quality of animals. You're always thinking, if you're doing it right, you should always be thinking about quality of animals. How can you provide the best care for these animals? And one of the biggest things that nobody ever really talks about, like a few things I've talked about on this channel, is the first year of a ball python or anything's life like that is essential. The first year. Not only with feeding, getting them a good start physically, but mentally. See how the snake is right here? Let me show you one thing that, you know, is a good key sign that your ball python's doing good. See, I talked about this in my 3 stages of ball python activity video. You can check that out if you want. See how she was just wrapping her tail around my finger? That is one of the key signs that this snake is happy and doing good. She's not running too bad. She's still a little bit nervous. But this first year with a ball python, leopard gecko, or anything is so essential. As you guys know, I have a red tail boa that I'm not going to say every single snake is going to be amazing if you tame them out or try to, but I have a red tail boa that wasn't held barely for the first year of its life, and it's terrified of people. Straight out, I'll say it. It's terrified of people. Every time I try to get him out, he is striking. He's scared I'm going to eat him. Anytime you touch him, he flinches. He's really scared of people. In that first year, they did not hold him. So he now views people as a threat. And that's a problem that I'm trying to work on right now. So not only physically, when you're keeping reptiles, for the first year at least, do you have to be looking at them and getting them to the proper size, but mentally. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a few tips and a kind of video for the first reptile keeper. If you guys are going out there, make sure you have a passion. Make sure you love the animals. Make sure you're trying to provide the best possible care for them. And if you do all this, you should have a pretty good or successful reptile, I guess you could call it career or path, whatever you want to call it. You're basically going to have a good reptile keeping experience. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It's a little bit different. I was actually in front of the camera this time. If you guys have any questions or comments, or if you guys have a reptile collection of your own, please leave it down in the comments and I'll either check it out or answer any of your guys' comments or questions. And as well, if you want to, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. We will hopefully be putting up a Facebook and an Instagram page soon to show some different reptiles, but that's mainly it. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.